Okay, welcome to the talk show with Dr. Rove. I'm here with Pi, Richard Parker, and his uncle Francis. And today we're going to be asking how Pi's swimming lessons with his uncle benefited him his long voyage, and how Richard Parker and Pi's friendship developed across the ocean. Alright, so Francis, how was Pi when he was a young kid?
Pi, when he was young, was not a very strong and determined kid. Pi lacked self-motivation and at times was not the brightest young kid. But I taught him to swim to make him stronger. We started out by going to the ocean, which did not end well. Let's leave it at that. So I took him to the pools, and at the pools I taught him to truly swim and how to learn to live in the water.
Alright, so Pi, how do you feel that your uncle's lessons benefited you across your voyage?
Well, across my voyage, my uncle's lessons definitely benefited me because we were out in the middle of the ocean. So, I mean, I couldn't possibly drown, but knowing how to swim helped me get through that, and I was able to stay alive throughout my journey across the ocean.
How did you meet Richard Parker on your voyage?
Richard Parker was on the boat that went down during the storm, and we ended up getting on the same life raft, which is very terrifying at the moment, yeah.
Okay, Richard Parker, when you and Pi first met, did you ever feel hungry towards him?
You know, there's plenty of other animals on the boat. I figured he was okay at the moment. I wasn't feeling like eating his skin or any flesh on his bones.
How did your friendship develop with Pi when he saved you from drowning in the ocean?
You know, I was rather pleased because I don't like salt water, man. That stuff's like gets into all my pores and stuff, and my coat, my fur coat, just get all messed up. I was really grateful.
Okay, so Francis, were you worried when Pi left for his voyage on the boat?
I have to say that I truly was a little worried, but I think that I taught Pi well enough to be able to survive.
So we're back from some technical difficulties with the microphone due to why you aren't able to hear Francis's answer. But we'll ask again. Francis, why did you feel Pi chose swimming over playing other sports when he was a kid?
I feel that Pi chose to do swimming more as of my input into his life, and by the fact that I don't believe he had a lot of potential for very many other sports.
Do you think he took after you after your strong swimming career? You think he looked up to you?
I do believe that he did look up to me. Yes.
All right. So Pi, when you guys were when you and Richard Parker were on the safety on the life raft, how did you guys endure the first storm?
Throughout the first storm, Richard Parker and I mean, it was really hard. The waves were huge. Storm was very violent, and it was just we hid under one part of the raft that just was able to keep us dry.
The tarp.
Yeah, the tarp. We hid under the tarp just so we could stay dry. Eating very few of our rations just to wait out the storm before we can possibly try to catch any other food.
All right, Richard Parker. How would you describe being starved by the little amount of rations you had on your voyage?
You know, I did end up making do. It was difficult at times, but the hyena on the boat, that was really annoying. I thought it was yapping and going crazy and stuff, so I just took him out. I ate him. It was really delicious, actually. I suggest you try some.
Pi, how do you describe the epic battle?
the epic battle, I mean, wasn't all that epic, really. I mean, it's just me establishing my ground over my friend Richard Parker here, making sure that I knew my authority, and
Ensuring your safety.
yeah, exactly.
Richard Parker, what did you believe what was going to happen when Pi used the flesh as bait to catch?
I figured he was just gonna catch me some fish, you know.
Extend your rations
Yeah.
for the voyage?
Yeah. I sure.
So Francis, I want you to ask Pi a question about his voyage and anything.
Alright. Pi, what was your main thought when you got to land?
When I got to land, I just thought, oh, thank God. You know, I was able to finally get off that godforsaken boat and step onto solid land once again, not having to worry about the water or food. Just felt good to be back on land.
Before you left on your voyage, Pi, what was your religious beliefs?
My religious beliefs varied from different other things while I studied theology. I mean, it differed from Christianity to Buddhism to many different religions, and I honestly don't think I've ever studied many different worshipped many different religions. I have no religious point of view.
Okay, and then along your voyage, did your religious views begin to change?
I can see that, yes, my religious views did change by either one way of me just praying not to die or being able to make it through one more day to survive.
After the second storm, how did you and Richard Parker try to improve your raft?
We improved our raft by gathering wreckage and other stuff and getting it back onto the boat, making it, I don't know, a little more sturdy, I guess you could say.
Did you guys have to shovel out the water?
Yeah, we did. I mean, he did nothing during that because, I mean, no opposable thumbs.
Dude, I was sunbathing. I don't know what you were doing.
I had to shovel out the water. He couldn't do anything. He just had no opposable thumbs. So yeah, I was shoveling out the water, just trying to get our raft back into good conditions.
How was Mother Nature making things hard for Pi on his voyage?
Well, Mother Nature was extremely rough. I mean, there were many different storms that slowed us down or changed what was happening on the raft. It just was, I mean, she just made everything a little difficult.
Okay, Richard Parker, is there anything you'd like to say to Francis?
I would love to eat you. I feel like you'd be very tasty.
I feel like you couldn't swallow my chest. It's too big.
That's why I take bites. Small bites.
Francis has that swimmer's chest and noodle legs. That's why you don't skip leg day, my friends. What was Pi's original name before he shortened it, before he left on his voyage?
I heard under the grapevine that it was Piscine.
Let's just stick to my short name, please. We don't have to go into that.
Why
My
do
name
you
is Pi.
Why do you not like your real name?
I do not enjoy my real name because people have made fun of me for my real name, and I enjoy just my name is Pi. Please.
Did you change your name to Pi because you didn't want the embarrassment of being a horrible swimmer to stick with you as Pising?
Whatever, yes. That is exactly why I changed my name to Pi.
Okay, I'll just call you Pi. Richard Parker,
Ross?
what do you think about Pi's abilities and his knowledge of zoology and theology will help you guys on your voyage?
You know, I feel like his knowledge of knowing about us animals went really well, because that way he could get to know me better, and he know my habits and what I need to do in order to survive. And him knowing that gives me some relief that he can support me on my journey across the ocean. this guy.
All right, so that is the end of Dr. Z-Rob's talk show. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Richard Parker. Ah, you scratched me. Thank you, Pi. And then we'll end with a good roar from Richard Parker.
I love you insist.
Rah! All right, thank you for watching.
It's gonna have to sit on the front of it. Yep. Ain't gonna work, bud. It's gonna have to lean it up against it. Oh,
Dude,
no. What's up?